The pattern we're going to tie is called a TLC, or threadless chironomid. I came across this pattern a number of years ago when I was trying to teach a friend of mine about thread control, and explained to him that every time you take a wrap of your thread on your bobbin, it puts a slight turn or twist into it. And he couldn't conceptually see this in his mind, so I decided to use a material called body glass, the micro, and as a result it ended up in this presentation becoming a fly pattern, and a very effective chironomid larval pattern that I use exclusively to many of my fishing conditions when I'm looking to fish a chironomid, especially a red larval chironomid pattern. This pattern is very easy to tie, it's very effective, it's somewhat versatile by being able to add in ribbing or not having ribbing, changing colors up. The body glass, the half round micro, comes in a huge array of colors. It is also similar to a D-rib in shape, but it has the ability to stretch quite easily. And I do stretch the material out somewhat when I first tie this pattern, and I apply wax to the front edge of it, at the tie-in point, just to give it a little bit of gripping ability around the hook shank, so that it doesn't slide. Without it, without the wax, it will have a tendency to want to slide on the hook shank. So this just gives it an ability to grab and stay tight. So I just started like any other thread, or like I would a thread, and as you can see with the number of wraps I've taken, it's already started a slight twist in it. So I'll bring that down what would be roughly a thorax length, even though larvae don't have thorax, but I'll bring it down 4 or 5 turns, and then hand over hand wraps, and this will keep it flat and narrow and thin and somewhat translucent as you progress down the hook shank to the top of the bend. So again, in that expression to my friend about winding thread or unwinding thread, of getting material to either roll and to take a round shape, or for the thread to maintain a flat shape, you do a counterclockwise spin. So of course we can't do that here. If I loaded this up on a bobbin, we could certainly do that. But the whole idea was to just give him a visual effect. So here now I've passed down several wraps, hand over hand, and we have a very, very flat chironomid body. It's 2 size, and chironomid larvae are not very thick in most cases, and I tied this pattern in a size 10 to a size 14. The vast majority of the chironomid larvae we find in northern Canada, for the most part, run 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch in length, maybe as long as 3/4 of an inch. So once I'm at this point, now I've just passed over open turns, so 1 width of the material to the next turn. So it gives us a very unique fine rib, and I'll do a whip finish here with 3 or 4 progressive turns towards the eye of the hook. We do it in that fashion so that when we pull material down and tight, we're not going to bulk up material and have a large amount of bulk at one end. So that's pretty much the TLC. I do put a coat of head cement on it, which is what I prefer, just a clear head cement. Keep it thin. It's only really there to help keep the pattern together and not fray apart once a fish actually hits it. And this is about as simple a chironomid larval as you can find. And very versatile. There's a lot of things which you can do with this very simple layout. Very simple design. So I'm going to just smooth it out a little bit. Make sure all the head cement is covering the body. And that's the TLC, threadless chironomid. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching.